Hello, everyone. Today and for the next few days, we're going to be talking about sponsoring a family member to come in the United States. We have covered this before, but realized we wanted to provide more detailed information. We still must keep this very broad and remind you that each case is different and each person's circumstances must be considered in immigration proceedings. So all the information that we provide is available on USCIS or Department of State website, but our hope is to present it in a way that is more understandable. Hi, I'm Raluca Hania. I'm providing immigration services since I opened my law firm in 2011, and I'm here with my office manager, Nina Clear. And thank you for watching and for your likes and shares and comments, because this helps our videos to be seen by more people.
Okay, so today, first let's set the stage, so to speak, and go through what you have to do before you sponsor a family member. And keep in mind that any forms or fees that we mention are only valid as of today's date, October 17th, 2018.
That's correct.
And if you're watching after this date, they might have changed.
Yes, the U.S. government does change the fees and policies regularly. Also, they change their forms. So we do recommend that you check their site or have your attorney do so before moving forward.
So the big change this year was the forms went from 2 pages to 20 pages.
Yes.
And required a lot more detail and information than they did in the past, right?
Yes, they did.
So, okay. Now, because we want to be really clear, again, we can't give you information about every circumstance, and we don't want to give you legal advice about your circumstance. So we're going to create an imaginary person.
Okay.
And she is going to be someone it's not one of our former clients or our client's relative. They don't have any relation to anyone we've worked with in the past, but we're going to talk about an elderly parent. So she's 80, say she's 80.
Okay.
She lives in Romania, and her adult daughter, who is age 50, moved to the United States in 2008 and became a U.S. citizen in 2015. So the mom's name is Elena.
Okay.
Elena, and she is unemployed. Actually, she's retired, but they would consider her unemployed, and she is a widow.
Okay.
Okay, so that's who we're going to focus on as we talk over the next several days about Elena. Before any forms are filled out or steps are taken, what should happen?
So the first thing that should be determined is if you are applying for a visa or a green card. So in this case, since Elena is a parent and her daughter is a U.S. citizen over 21 years old, she will be applying for a green card for her mother.
Okay, so if this wasn't a parent, or the daughter had a different status or age, or Elena wasn't in the Romania, then she would not be applying for a green card, right?
Yes, I mean, that's where
everybody's circumstances come into play.
Exactly. It depends a lot of the facts of each case. So in this case, she will apply for a green card. Then that's why it's important to review all the facts in your individual case before thinking what will happen. I mean, I had clients who were disappointed, for example, that they were granted a conditional green card, which is only good for 2 years, because they had known other people who got a permanent green card. Each case is different, so you can't rely on what occurred on your friend or relative case, what has happened in their case.
So it might not be the same for you.
Yes.
Okay. So we know we're applying for a green card. What forms do we fill out, and how much will it cost? That's what everyone wants to know, right?
Yes, but before we start filling out forms, you need to gather the information.
So what information do you need?
You will need, in this case, again, you will need the birth certificates for the mother. And if it's in a foreign language, you need to have that translated in English. And also the birth certificate for the daughter.
And can it be translated by anybody?
It can, but also there has to be specific language and the signature of translator and notarization of the translator's signature. So
there's specifics on the translation.
On the translation,
okay.
Yes.
So we need birth certificates. Anything else?
You also need a list. For example, you need a list of where everyone on the application has lived and worked for the last 5 years.
When you say everyone, do you mean the daughter and the mother, Elena?
Yes.
Okay. And
you also need, for example, to have the information of all the other children of the mother.
So not just the daughter who's applying, but any other siblings she
yes,
has. Okay.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Any other information?
You also need the complete marital history of everyone on the application.
And by marital history, do you mean divorces as well as marriages?
Yes. This mostly applies for the sponsoring of a spouse.
And this is always confusing to me with the forms. So the daughter, what is her title? Is it sponsor?
She's the sponsoring U.S. relative.
Okay,
and then petitioner.
And the petitioner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom is called what?
She's called beneficiary.
The beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then what about the father? She's a widow, so he's deceased. Are you going to need his death certificate?
Yes, it is a good idea to have a copy of that because you'll need the information on that certificate for the application.
Okay. Is there anything else that you need?
The daughter will also need to prove her status as a U.S. citizen, so she needs to have a copy of her naturalization certificate.
Okay. And so it's a naturalization certificate, and does she send them the original?
No, I don't recommend that you never send originals. Always send copies.
Anything else?
Maybe you should also start saving the money for the government filing fees.
Okay, and what are the fees?
As of today, the filing fees for this kind of application with USCIS is $535. There are fees that are charged by the Department of State. As of today, there is a fee of $710 for that. And there will be also other costs involved, for example, for the medical exam or consular processing.
Okay. And the medical exam, consular processing, things like that, we'll talk about in future videos.
Yes.
So, and then you can access all the forms you need on the USCIS website, but would you recommend hiring an attorney?
Yes, I do recommend hiring an attorney. Not only do I file forms every day for my clients, I include a letter to the agencies involved explaining how the client qualifies for the benefits. And also because I am a member of the American Immigration Lawyer Association, I have access to liaisons for these agencies. And in case something happens and the things don't go so smoothly with the case, we can access those resources. And it is always easier to make the process go faster and get it right the first time. You will not only save time and headaches, but you also save money.
Because you don't have to go in and fix it.
And apply again, pay the government filing fees again.
Okay. So how much is your fee?
Currently, my attorney fee starts at $1,550 to process a petition for your relative with USCIS. There are additional costs for consular processing and interview support that we cover, but we'll cover that in another video.
Okay. And what forms do you file?
Based on these facts, you should file Form I-130.
That's the initial form, right? But then are there other forms that you need to file?
Yes, there are, but we'll talk about those in another video.
Okay. How long do you think it'll take?
The forms are relatively straightforward, but gathering the information takes as long as it would take you to get that information. So our office, if provided with all the necessary information, can usually have the forms filled and sent out within a week. And
Okay, so about a week after we've been retained.
That's correct.
Okay. And then is there anything else someone should do before they file any forms to sponsor their parent?
I mean, I can't think of something else at this time, but we might talk about other things. Of course, we'll talk about other things in other videos.
Okay.
So I think this is what we have for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share our videos so other people can see them. And we'll see you tomorrow with a topic on the same subject. Bye-bye.